Our top stories tonight: the death of a suspect under arrest sparks protests outside a Kempton Park hospital. Maritzburg United's Mondli Cele is laid to rest in his hometown in KwaZulu-Natal. This is eNews Direct Weekend Edition. Good evening, I'm Amy McIver.
You can comment on any of our stories by following us on Facebook and Twitter at eNews Direct.
Or you can check our content on our website, enca.com/direct. To our lead story now, police watchdog the IPID is investigating the death of a Nigerian man in Kempton Park, east of Johannesburg. Police allege the man swallowed drugs while he was being arrested, but eyewitnesses are claiming police brutality. His death sparked protests outside a private hospital.
It all started when a Nigerian man died in the back seat of this police vehicle. His body lay unattended for hours, while police and Nigerian community members argued about how he died. This man claims to have been there when police handcuffed the deceased.
The next thing we see is that cop bring out a plastic, cover him with the plastic, put a tear gas inside, tie the plastic, put him at the back of the car. He hit him with the head of the gun like 3 times. They put him at the back of the car. Before we could get here with them, our brother is dead.
Foreign nationals say police officers often harass and assault them for money. They're convinced that something similar happened in this case.
They feel that Nigerians are their ATM. Whenever the policeman lacks money for his wife or for his girlfriend, they decide to come to West Street because they know that's the location for the Nigerians.
Such a thing have happened a lot in Bosberg, whereby a flying squad put a plastic on a Nigerian and kill him.
But the police's version of events differs.
From what we have been told by the police is that they were arresting a suspect, and on arresting him he had some drugs. On seeing the police he then swallowed those drugs. And then he started convulsing, and then they rushed him to the hospital. He died on the way to the hospital.
When officers tried to move his body, they were confronted by Nigerian community members. At least one police officer and several protesters were treated for minor injuries. Leranzo Temba, Kempton Park.
It's going to cost 20 million rand to repair just one of the damaged substations east of Johannesburg. That's according to Gauteng authorities. The Rhinefield substation in Benoni is back up and running. It's one of 4 substations damaged by a series of fires. Residents in the area have been without electricity since yesterday morning.
Residents in Benoni can breathe a sigh of relief. Engineers have worked around the clock and it's paid off. Repairs that would usually take at least a week completed in under 24 hours.
Well, mechanical error, but of course our teams, we've got the technology that will tell us exactly what has caused the damage.
This is where the fire first broke out. After an electrical failure at another substation, the 3 panels similar to these, could not handle the extra current and overheated. These repairs are only temporary. The burnt panels and transformer will need to be replaced. So while power has been restored, it's come at a hefty cost.
We've got, extra capacity, a transformer which cost about 12 million, some of the panels that we've ordered. All in all, it could cost plus minus 20 million.
No foul play suspected. Authorities say investigations are underway to determine what caused the initial failure. Sikelelwa Mdingi, Benoni.
The football community has paid its final respects to Mondli Cele. The 26-year-old Maritzburg United player was laid to rest in his hometown of Fulweni, south of Durban today. He died in a car accident last Sunday, just hours after scoring in an ABSA Premiership match against Orlando Pirates.
Hundreds gathered to pay their final respects to Mondli Cele, a man who many say refused to give up on his football dreams. Cele passed away in a car accident last Sunday after he lost control of his vehicle that veered into the Msunduzi River. He was discovered by Maritzburg United just 2 years ago while playing for third-tier team Mondli United in Port Shepstone.
He was so special to us. He was so responsible. He was doing everything for the family.
Cele made an instant impact at Maritzburg United and went on to win the Best Newcomer award at the end of last season.
Always was singing in the change room, always picking the guys up, even though he was a novice. And he'd leave that void because somebody else will have to take it now and somebody else will have to motivate the team.
Cele's debut season put him on the map immediately, so much so that Bafana head coach Shakes Mashaba included him in his provisional 2015 Africa Cup of Nations squad.
We talk about players soon, but when his name popped up, we all said, Arangele, Parati.
Cele may have only spent 1 year in the top flight of South African football, but his exploits have inspired so many in his hometown. Myron Naika in Folweni, south of Durban.
A South African rapper known as OK Malum Coolcat has reportedly been sentenced to a month in jail in Australia. Simisa Zwane allegedly pleaded guilty earlier this week to sexual assault. He's believed to be in custody in Tasmania, where he has performed at a music festival.
OK Malum Coolcat in action. But now making international headlines for all the wrong reasons and shocking fans at home. The Umswenko rapper is in trouble in Australia. According to media reports there, Simiso Zwane was arrested and charged last Saturday. He reportedly went out for drinks with friends, then let himself into the complainant's room when he returned to his hotel and fondled her. His lawyer told the court Zwane is remorseful and was jet-lagged, intoxicated and confused. His manager and PR team have issued this statement pretty much saying that the incident comes as a huge surprise. They also say that the artist has no criminal history nor one of violence. It's unknown when OK Malum Coolcat will be returning home. Nandobego Sbisi, Johannesburg.
Well, moving to other international news now, South African Airways has again cancelled flights to and from New York and Washington as a massive blizzard advances up the US East Coast. SAA is allowing passengers to select flights at a later date at no extra charge. The US capital has already been paralyzed by deep snow and punishing winds. 8 people have been killed as the storm moves northwards. 6 states have declared emergencies and more than 50 million people have been warned to stay at home. Rescuers in China are planning to use a special capsule to save 4 miners who've been trapped underground for more than a month. It's designed to pull the miners out one by one once a rescue tunnel has been dug. The 4 are being kept alive with emergency rations fed through a small hole that's been drilled through to them. And Haiti has postponed Sunday's presidential election because of violent protests. The unrest erupted after an opposition candidate alleged the first round of voting in October had been rigged. No date has yet been set for the election. Well, for these stories and more, go to enca.com/direct or follow us on Twitter and Facebook at eNews Direct. After the break, fame is knocking if you've got the voice to join award-winning a cappella group, The Soil. If you're an aspiring female vocalist, here's your chance for that big break. Popular a cappella group The Soil is looking for an interim replacement for singer Buhlemda.
The Soil could be looking for you, and you, and you. The multi-award-winning a cappella group has launched an online talent search for a new female vocalist to replace Buhlemda. She's taking a break to respond to an ancestral calling.
An ancestral calling is when one is summoned by the elders, the people who came before us, to fulfill a greater purpose in life, and in turn will be beneficial to those who are close to you and those who matter to you.
The group has a big national and international following. They've even performed for the British Queen on Commonwealth Day last year. So, how does the group feel about Mda's calling?
It's eventually gotten to that place where she has to fulfill it. It's also another blessing because it has that wing to extend that talent search. And it will give that one person, that one lady out there with an immaculate voice.
To audition, post a video of yourself singing your favorite The Soil song with the hashtag Experience the Soil on the group's Facebook page.
We're just looking for someone who's vibey, who knows the soil actually, you know, like someone who's very close to us.
So if you think you've got what it takes, these three are looking for you to extend their Zikhona Chona, Johannesburg.
Mnet says the show will go on. The channel has finally broken its silence on Axed Idols judge Gareth Cliff. The TV personality is suing Mnet for 25 million rand, claiming defamation and breach of contract. He wants to be reinstated to the Idols judging panel before auditions kick off at the end of the month. But Mnet is standing by its decision to fire Cliff, saying it had to protect its brand.
Mnet says this tweet, whether or not Gareth Cliff intended it to, was widely perceived to defend Sparrow. It generated tens of thousands of tweets in just 8 days, reaching 41 million Twitter users. The broadcaster has analyzed everything #Gareth Cliff on social media, from media coverage to public sentiment and online discussions. The negative sentiments led to high-level discussions in this building, resulting in a decision to dismiss Cliff to protect brand Mnet. In a statement, Mnet says, while 2016 negotiations started, they were never finalized, and even if there had been a contract, the channel retains the right to terminate it. The broadcaster says it hasn't in any way defamed Cliff or harmed his reputation. Any damage done, it maintains, is a direct result of his own actions. It also says any delays to the 2016 season would have dire financial, logistical and reputational implications for Mnet. The battle lines have been drawn and Cliff's face has already been removed from all advertising for the 2016 season. Nontobeko Sibisi, Johannesburg.
Well, that's your entertainment for tonight. After the break, your comprehensive 3-day weather forecast.
Today we saw a number of thunderstorms flare up over the interior, and on Sunday we're expecting a similar day with thundershowers over much of South Africa's interior. On our accumulation map you'll see widespread thunderstorms bringing in large amounts of rainfall over the southeastern parts. There's even a watch of the possibility of severe thunderstorms, and then on Sunday night a cold front brings in the possibility of rainfall over the southern part of the Western Cape. It'll be a hot and humid day over the northeastern part of KZN, 37 degrees for Richards Bay and Ulundi. We're expecting thunderstorms throughout the province, and there's even a watch of the possibility of severe thunderstorms over the southwestern part of KwaZulu-Natal and the eastern part of the Eastern Cape. Thundershowers extend all the way through to the coast for the warm day throughout the Eastern Cape. We're expecting a few thundershowers over the interior part of the Western Cape, with rainfall in the evening due to that cold front along the coastline. A cooler day for Cape Town at 26 degrees and George expecting a high of 24. Slightly cooler over the western part of the Northern Cape, but warmer over the eastern parts. Highs peak mainly in the upper 20s and low 30s for the Northern Cape with isolated thunderstorms. We're expecting a 60% chance of thundershowers for the Free State with a mostly cloudy day. Bloemfontein at 27. Warm for the northwest with isolated thunderstorms and cloudy weather as we head towards the southeastern parts. We're forecasting thundershowers mainly over the western part of Limpopo with a sizzling hot day for Messina and Skukuza, both at 37. 35 degrees for Bombela with thundershowers expected throughout the rest of Mpumalanga, where maximum temperatures peak in the middle and upper 20s over the western parts. In Gauteng, we're expecting mostly cloudy weather on Sunday with a warm afternoon. 28 degrees for Johannesburg and Vereeniging, and Pretoria at 30 degrees with isolated thundershowers. We'll see things dry out over the interior on Monday, other than a few thunderstorms over the extreme northeastern parts. Rain is forecast along the coast between Cape Town and Richards Bay. And on Tuesday, we'll see light rain along the east coast with thunderstorms for Gauteng and dry and warmer weather in the west. That's all from the Weather Centre for now. Have a great night.
We're recapping your top stories this Saturday evening. The death of a suspect under arrest sparks protests outside a Kempton Park hospital. That's a wrap from the eNews Direct team this evening.